And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the start of season 2 of Atelier 20 Presents Descent into the Void, where 5 friends join together to tell a story of mythic proportion. So, first off, hi everyone. I haven't seen your lovely faces in quite some time. It is so glad to see you again. Some new faces as well.
Hello, how have you been?
I've been swell, back from vacation.
Do you feel refreshed?
I would say yes.
That's a no.
Yeah,
That's
if
a
you gotta
no.
go,
Could be better.
nah.
We did a lot on there, as you guys may or may not know. We on vacation. A lot of us went on vacation. Specifically, Zeki and I went to the UK and beyond, over in
Yes.
Europe, and had an amazing time. We only met up for like 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. Longest short story of them all. We'll talk to you about that later, everybody.
Yeah. But along the way, I did get to run into our newest player, Declan. You can see right there who's over there in Ireland. So, hi, Declan. Welcome.
That's where you met Declan for the show. Got it.
Yes. Yeah. All of Ireland. I was all there.
Everywhere I went was just Declan.
Declan
Yeah.
is Ireland.
Yeah. Spiritual and metaphysical embodiment of Ireland.
It's all in he. No.
Which is the anthem of Ireland.
Declan is Ireland. Oh boy.
Yeah. But it was a fun time, and I got to hang out with him, and it was fantastic, and that's satisfied. I had a good vacation. I hope everyone else had a good few weeks off. Anything interesting happening? Anything interesting, Rachel, on your end?
Rachel.
I'm
You know.
Just Rachel, nobody else.
Rachel.
Well, I'm going around.
Put me on the spot. Cool. Yeah, I'll go. You know what? Yes, I will go first. I was in my first wrestling singles match just
Easy.
last Friday, and I got my first tattoo to commemorate it. So you'll probably, if you follow me on social media, you'll see a lot of little pictures of a tiny little mermaid that lives on my thigh.
Oh, that's
She's
awesome.
very important to me. She kind of represents that, like, I'm not letting stuff really scare me anymore, because I was really scared of tattoos and like needles and stuff. And I went to this fun little pop-up event and they had flash tattoos, and I just went, you know what? The first one doesn't have to be sacred. Let's go. So now she's mine. She's here. I love her. Also, I got chopped really hard in the chest many times a couple days before. So maybe that impaired my judgment. I don't know, but I've made permanent decisions.
Awesome.
There you go.
I like it.
Was that good? Did I
Yeah,
do good?
That was
think so.
perfect.
I feel like I'm going absolutely feral over here already.
I love it. I love that energy. But fantastic. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with tattoos. I have several. Well, you can't see on the camera, but so you will get one, and then you realize you'll want another, and then
Oh yeah,
another.
no. She's I look at this little tattoo and I go, oh, she's so lonely. She needs friends.
Yes.
She needs friends. Oh boy. Wait till I have like a sleeve, a thigh piece. It's gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm going for a calf piece next. It's my next.
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Can't wait. Travis, how have you been these last few weeks that we've been off?
I've been well. I've been mainly just relaxing, resting, standard boring, job stuff, but opened the pool, got that all ready for summer.
Sweet.
I am a summer dude, and the sunshine and water reinvigorates me. So you will be seeing lots of pics and posts. I mean, I can't really promise that. I don't really use Instagram that much, but you might catch a pic or a post of my pool and puppies in my backyard. So just been enjoying the time off and excited to be back.
Awesome, great. And I will be hopping in that pool soon enough.
You know it.
Travis and I live like an hour apart, so it'll be simple. Anything interesting else in the UK/EU, Zeki, that you traveled through that you want to go over really quick?
Oh, I had a wonderful time in both Ireland and Amsterdam. Some highlights included the Aran Islands and also the Van Gogh Museum. I had such a fantastic time. Um, Doing the special exhibit at the Van Gogh Museum. They were doing the last 70 days of Van Gogh's life, where he painted 74 of his final paintings, including some amazing flower and flowering tree pieces, as well as a famous painting of a church that a lot of Doctor Who fans are familiar with. It was featured in the Doctor Who episode with Van Gogh, and I did not know that it was one of his last 70 pieces before his untimely end.
Oh, awesome. Did you take pics?
Oh, I took many pics.
Okay, we'll have to pic share later so we can see all
Yeah.
this. Awesome. And lastly, but certainly not least, Declan, how have you been? I know, how has the last few weeks? I know you went on vacation a little bit as well, on holiday. Sorry.
Yeah, we, myself and I got married a couple of, about 2 months ago.
Just
and,
Woo!
Congrats.
Just thank you. And we did, so the full wedding stuff is next year, because his family are coming over from Taiwan, and we had a little mini moon. We went to London. I was made a holy show of in the West End because we went to see the Heathers musical, and we did not know that the Heathers musical had audience participation.
Oh, it does?
Guess which? Oh yeah,
That's
like
brilliant.
A tiny bit where like one person gets like picked on to stand up in front of the entire theater, and they like spotlight you and they sing a song at you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And guess
That's
who
cool.
got picked for that?
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. That was, and like my partner was beside me the entire time, and he was just absolutely loving it because his favorite hobby is embarrassing me. Like he loves when I get like embarrassed. And he was like, I think they were shining it at me, but I just didn't react. And then they shined it at you, and you were like, what? Because I was so stupid. I was like, God, the lights they're shining on me right now, it's so bright. It's so hard to see anything. And then all I heard was Steve, stand up. And I'm like, who the hell is Steve? What the hell is this about? That's not my name. I'm not Steve. And then, yeah, I had to stand up, and they sang a song about how I never helped the character achieve climax.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So that was my few weeks.
Sounds like a good time. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad everyone had a good time, had such memorable experiences, and we are all back to make history as we dive into this melancholy, dark world of Adramel but specifically the continent of Greymore, as we dive deeper in, because we left on such the cliffhanger. But before we begin that, just let's briefly introduce ourselves to everyone who's new before we get into a little recap and an introductory. This is just the prologue episode, so we're not going to get into a lot, but we are going to dive in and recap and start us off on our adventure. So my name is Omar, my pronouns are he, them, and I am known as the Tail Weaver. And of course at the end you can find all my socials and things in there. But I can't wait. I am dungeon mastering this entire adventure, and I can't wait to see how everything turns out and what the players bring. Up next, Travis, you mind giving a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure, my name's Travis, or on here I am Zendaric, your resident wizard enchanter. I am he, him, both myself and my character, and you can find me on OMG It's Travi on Twitter, and same on Instagram. Like I said, sometimes I post, sometimes I don't. But yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. And Zeki? Can't hear you.
You're muted.
I am muted, but I'm also Zektown. He, him on both my personal pronouns, and then also for Sully Oberto, who is my halfling character in this campaign. You can find me at Zektown on all the socials, including T2. Just started using that one. One of the new Twitter emergence since that hellscape is burning quite nicely these days. But you can find me there still, I guess. I'll be there till it sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Awesome.
with all the rich people.
Oh, no.
I was like, too soon, Becky, but I guess not.
Yeah.
We
That
Oh,
mermaid
man.
has just taken a very dark twist.
Yeah.
Listen, I do have a tattoo of a being that does draw sailors into their watery graves. So what are you gonna do?
Right.
That's it. I mean, if you think that's too soon, you should stay off of the Subnautica subreddit. Let me tell you.
Oh my goodness. Well, Rachel,
No.
if you wouldn't mind.
First of all, I'm sorry, but not really. I am Rachel. My pronouns are any all, so you can hardly get it wrong. I play Ink, a tabaxi whose pronouns are they them, exclusively. And you can find me on the internet under the handle I am Rachel Corky on the Terrible Bird app for now, but definitely on the Pretty Picture app for a lot. I've gotten really good at stories, and by good at stories I mean I'm just shit posting on stories. So if you want to like hop over on Insta and like talk to me about dumb memes, you can do that at I am Rachel Quirky.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Declan.
I'm Declan. Pronouns are he, him, but I'm fairly flexible on those. I am playing Doulahan, Fallen Asimar. Again, he, him pronouns. And you can catch me on, like, I'm a hot mess on social media. Like, I'm a hot mess in general, but you'll find me as a hot mess on, like, all social media. I have, like, different, I don't know how to brand. I have, like, different handles and everything, but I am on the Bird of Fiery Death Hell. I'm just trying to add stuff to this now. As the Dova Queen, and those E's are 3s, and you can find me there doing D&D stuff and also being bad at social media.
Awesome. So there you have it, our amazing cast. Before we jump into it, it's got to go over our sponsors. Our first sponsor and partner is Fantasy Grounds. As you'll know, and if you've seen the bottom right, left, however, hand of the side of the screen, it will be our little map will be rolling as we do everything in the virtual tabletop program known as Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds is an amazing virtual tabletop platform, and they're always adding new features, new systems, and it's amazing, and you'll get to see all of it as we go through this campaign. So you can check it out at fantasygrounds.com, or you can just hit the link below in our Twitch channel, and that was our affiliate link. Give us some credit, thank you. And you can download an amazing piece of tabletop magic. Next up is our brand new sponsor for season 2, Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. Level Up Advanced 5th Edition is a supplement for Dungeons and Dragons 5e, and it has a ton of things. They have new items, magical items, class features, backgrounds, everything that you can think of, even new interesting ways to play the game. And it doesn't override what you know, it just expands upon it. So you can check that all up at levelup5e.com, and we'll post a link there as well. But you'll see a lot of the features, especially the ancestry feature we'll get into, will be shown here on this Twitch stream every time we do Descent into the Void. So that should be very exciting. And I will say it has developed the story quite a bit, because they have so much stuff on their website and in their core book and the expansions that you will not have a boring time playing this TTRPG game. So please check them out. So that being said, I believe we have the announcements all done. We've met everyone, so we can simply just hop into today's prequel episode of Descent to the Void, Campaign 2. Cue the intro.
Yeah, I really like this.
Alrighty. So, shall we recap what happened back in Descent to the Void, Campaign 2, Season 1? Well, we had entered the plane of Adramel and went to the continent of Greymore. This continent is swirling with magic, but there is a downside. This magic has become tainted in a way, tainted by a force known as the Spell Scourge. This Spell Scourge seems to have been derived from this dark place known as the Void, with pockets of the Void opening up in several different places, all throughout the plane of Adramel. Now, to combat against these nefarious dark energies, Adramel has developed something called Spellbinders. These are special magical entities who are trained in the art of hex breaking that destroys the dark forces caused by the spell scourge known as the Afflicted. These are people who have been mana touched, people who have magical energy in them that have been poisoned by the spell scourge. And several different academy known as citadels have opened out all throughout Greymore to train these special individuals. One such is the Fractal Sanctorum, where our story begins, as different students have traveled from all different sections of Greymore known as the Pentad, as there are 5 realms in this continent, all together to learn and become more powerful warriors against this dark force. One we met was Ink, who presented themselves as a tabaxi from the Pentad known as Barasset, a kind of a desert country. There, Ink had made their way using a caravan to travel all the way to Corinth, where the Fractal Sanctorum floats high above. And going on many adventures, they had finally made their way to the entrance, talked to special individual from their commune before flying up and becoming a student at this glorious citadel. Also making their way there, all the way from the barrier between our plane and a plane known as the Shadow Fae, Ile del Ver, was Sully Oberto. Sully dealt with a shadowy organization, and due to events prior, was forced as an exchange student to make his way over to the Fractal Sanctorum with a hidden agenda unknown to the rest of the party. Next, we had met Zendaric, who lived on the Isle of Eternity where the Fractal Sanctorum is housed. There, he was a noble elf from a fine noble lineage, with special hidden traits that he would later find out. There he had enrolled, as his father and his family did before him, and before him there, with his twin sister, to the Fractal Sanctorum, a second home, if you will, as he is pretty famous around those parts. But he has much to live up to. But does he want to follow in his family's footsteps, or carve a path of his own? Along the way, we met Ireland as well as Sully. We met Ireland as well as Andrina and Kievon, 3 more members of this group that joined together to create a circle. A circle whose job was it to grow and learn and take on the many different spell scourges and hexes that inhabited all of Greymore. But there seems to have been some issues along the way, as 2 of the members went missing, as the group had went deep inside of a place known as the Void, unbeknownst to them, and 2 of them, specifically Ireland and Andrina, went missing and have since been gone, never to be found yet. So with their circle broken, the rest of the group had returned back to the Fractal Sanctorum, gave themselves time to recuperate and learn from their circle leader, Lucian Shadowbrook, who was also a teacher here as a professor in the Fractal Sanctorum. But it seemed that an entity had followed them as they escaped, an entity known as Radaman. Radaman was a dark force that had a tongue of silver and gold that had inhabited a part of Kievon. It began whispering secrets into his ears and began swaying his emotions and his decisions, until finally, due to the effects of one of the other circle members in Dark, had escaped from there in captivity and took over the body of Kievon. Now Radam and Kievon, this devil as they had revealed themselves, had left to complete some type of nefarious deed, some type of nefarious plot, while the rest of the circle was there to pick up the pieces. The school was led by none other than Seraphim, the head mistress of the school and leader. They seemed to have some sort of connection to this Radaman, and in a final battle between the circle, who you've temporarily or officially named yourselves the Magoo's MGUs, had taken on a battle in order to stop Radaman from bringing the Nine Hells or invoking the power of the Nine Hells into this realm, this material plane. And you were successful, sort of. With a last-ditch effort to complete their plans, Radaman had been ejected from Kievon's body, but had pulled him into a portal that the headmistress Seraphim quickly went after, and it closed, trapping them forever, or trapping them temporarily, you don't know, in the Nine Hells. Several different other professors, teachers had come to the aid of the MGUs, but it was too late, as tucking your tails between your legs, the MGUs, you all return back to your dormitories, where we found out that 2 weeks had passed, and you attended a funeral, an official sending off from your dear Kievon and the headmaster Seraphim, as they have been declared dead. But I'm getting slightly ahead of myself. We are going to rewind the clocks back ever so slightly and return to the moment as the MGUs, the three of you left in your circle, are now awaking from a long night of slumber 2 weeks prior, with just lamenting over the events that took place the day before. So, Magoos, the sun rises high, and you can see it out of all your individual windows inside of your dormitory. It is quiet, much quieter than it has been. It is just the three of you and Kievon's dog, Big Steve, left here. No one seems to have bothered you as you slept in a little bit longer, all of you exhausted from your battles against Radaman. As you poke open your eyes and head out of your rooms, you all meet together once again into the central corridor, central meeting room that is your dormitory. So, MGUs, what do you wish to do next?
I will start preparing a breakfast and make sure Big Steve has some kibble, so that way when the others come out of their room, Zendark is slicing fresh fruit, squeezed some juice, and there may even be some eggs in a pan behind him.
Ink is slowly rising. Ink is consistently shape-shifting into a mastiff in their room to snuggle up with Big Steve. And then before exiting, just like does a little like a little snuzzle with Big Steve, and then like reaches and stretches and sort of like turns into the tabaxi, and exits their room, and then sees Zendark and says, "Good morning, Zen. Do you need any help with getting breakfast in order?"
I just need you to grab a plate and make sure Big Steve makes his way to the kibbles. I've prepped everything. Here, and I'll hand you a plate. Hopefully Sully will wake soon. Usually the fresh food wakes him.
Mm.
Maybe I should get some bacon going.
Oh yes, bacon would greatly amplify the aromas into a room. It smelled delicious from where I was. And Ink like grabs a plate, grabs the kibble bowl, and like sits on like the couch and just like puts the kibble bowl on the couch. So like Big Steve and Ink are just like, again, just like constantly in snuggle with Big Steve.
How are you feeling? I'm still shaken and upset.
There's much to process still, and I'm not quite ready to think about it. You know?
I do. I'm constantly in the flux between we need to move on, there's nothing we can do anymore, and could I have been better? Was there anything else we could have done? I'm just... Why us? Also, like, I have so many questions, and I'll just like sort of sigh and then like take a bite of a strawberry. Like begrudgingly.
Mm. I do not know what we could have done in any alternative, given what we were allowed to know and what was kept from us. And Ink just like starts eating breakfast and it's just like, nope, not ready. Nope. Like hands Big Steve like a little piece of egg. It's like, I know you're not supposed to eat table food, but like hands some egg over.
Big Steve gets up, very sad. As he looks up over at the egg, he slowly, kind of with his teeth and tongue, pull it out of your hand and eat it and bring it to the ground. And just, you could tell that this dog is heartbroken. But does definitely snuggles up with you and stays close. Big Steve doesn't move more than a few feet, or if not even a foot, away from you. Ink, it seems that they have, he has attached himself to you.
The feeling is mutual.
Okay.
Is that bacon I smell?
Yes, it's almost done. Shuffle over.
Perfect.
Shuffle over here. I'll make you a plate.
I blink all 6 of my eyes as I walk over to the table, grabbing a plate and fixing myself some of the eggs and potatoes that were prepared. As I look at the bacon crackling, and it is almost done. So I will kind of wait in the kitchen a little bit for it to be done before joining everybody at the table.
How are you feeling, Sully, after your night?
Honestly, not that great. Can we talk about the large event that happened in this room, among other things? Not to be metaphorical here, but what the fuck?
What the fuck indeed? How did he get the demonic relic of that rose?
And what are we supposed to do now? Are we supposed to just go to classes, pretend like nothing happened?
I mean, that's what they're expecting.
They're expecting us just to go back to normal after seeing all those students outside?
That's why we're in this school. Just to prevent things like that from happening. It's to learn to be stronger. And I don't know. You're right. Should we continue? How do we even grow from something like this?
Does
It's
this
from
type of thing-
another plane.
And does this sort of thing happen in this region often?
Never. Unprecedented for a rift to open up on the Citadel.
I didn't even really know much about the rifts other than I thought they were kind of like myths.
I mean, absolutely not. That's why we're here studying to like fight against them, but they shouldn't just appear there. I thought that, I mean, they are anomalous. They're unpredictable in their occurrence, but something about that one just felt unnatural. And the fact that we stumbled into it, I want to believe it was just a cruel fate, but I don't know. Do you think there was something else we could have done? I have a hard time sleeping and feeling all right. Could we have done something different? Should we have stayed with Lucian?
We can't spend the rest of our lives wondering what if. We just have to know what is. And what is a powerful being defeated the headmistress of this very school, whose sole purpose is to prevent what has occurred here. Is this Citadel prepared for this at all? Is the faculty prepared to take on what likely is the beginning of something? Who can we rely on if we have to rely on each other now? We're what's left, and we know what we know.
I'm glad I can rely on each of you. It feels as if the leaders and the faculty definitely are not fully forthright with everything. There is definitely secrecy shrouding this. And some of the things Seraphim said were sketchy as all.
As the elders would say, sketchy as fuck.
Sketchy as fuck. Zendark says it much more seriously than that. I don't know. Sully, what do you want to do?
As you like ask me this, and I'm listening to you talk about you trusting me and all these like secrets that everybody else has, I think about in an instant for responding. I think about what I had been sent here to do and what I need to do next. I'm not sure. I mean, as I deflect above the table, do we even really have enough members for a circle at this point? Are we more of a triangle at this point?
We are a triangle, but would I know this intuitively or because of my relation to the school? Or would I have to roll a history?
No, you would know that there are circles of one.
Circles of one? Like,
yeah.
is it possible to replace members? In the circle generally, but normally a circle is formed in that magical ritual, that like connection.
Yes.
And like if someone dies, it doesn't break the bond, the circle just gets smaller. Would I know, is it possible to replace it?
Go ahead and roll me a history check, please.
Okay, so as I ponder that, I will say to Sully, no, there are circles of even one. Just because members are lost or even I don't know anything else. I don't know anything more than that. Just because members are lost or perish doesn't mean that the bond you hold and the connections you've made with those people are no longer relevant. The magic that binds us is still present and still powerful. We are still a circle, even though it is the three of us. I don't know if we can potentially add members or grow or change. Only fate will know. We'll find out. Perhaps we can ask some of the staff. I wonder if the professor, what was her name? Oh no, Gwendolyn Silvermoon, who taught Manamancy, would know, but she's dead because I have dead in my notes for some reason. So,
Well, no one's
I
dead.
think she died. Did she die?
No one died.
Why do I have dead in my notes then?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Do something funny?
Emotionally, she's dead to you.
Emotionally, she's dead to me.
Dead
now.
to me. How dare?
I'll say maybe we can reach out to Gwendolyn Silvermoon. She was a good teacher of Manamancy and might know if the binds, arcane binds of a circle can be extrapolated upon.
Well, then I guess that my plans are going to just be to continue on growing with the two of you.
So, as you guys kind of sit and ponder and just lament on the past events, you do hear a knock at your door. I don't mean to intrude. It's me, Lucian. Are you all right?
Lucian, come in. Come in. Don't come in. Just get in here.
He turns open the door. You see Lucian with his kind of brown skin, black hair, and all black robes. He looks tired, exhausted, bags underneath his eyes as he stands with his about like 5'11", 6 feet. Though he sunk, his like shoulders are sunken in. He looks almost like a shell of what he used to be. I didn't want to wake you, and I was told when you were ready. Sully, there's a correspondence required from you over in the chambers of the oracles. Your home has been calling. Also, when you're ready, Amara would like to speak to all of you. A debriefing of sorts in our next steps. But do it at your own leisure. You don't...
Thank you, Professor. Please, we have rashers of bacon, eggs, fruit. Eat something. You look like you could use a little extra fuel today, sir.
No, I'm fine.
I insist.
When we persuade check.
I'll stand up and start making a plate after Ink says that so forcefully for him.
When we persuade check at advantage, then Ink.
Oh boy, here goes. Here goes. How do I do this again? Skills.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you hit the ADV at the bottom left.
ADV at the bottom left. Bap, bap. And it was
Double click.
persuasion, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, persuasion. Yes.
Perfect. Pick that up. Brap. Oh. That was a terrific not roll. Oh boy, here we go. I'm so good at this. Oh man. Okay, get in there.
I mean, it's going to be better than my natural one, so.
Okay, I put it in the little guy. Hello? There we go. Got it. Ugh, it takes me a minute. How's a 16 gonna do for my sweet little Ink?
16. You hear coming from Lucian's stomach as he kind of looks down at it, holding it, looking up at you as Zendara prepares a plate. I guess I can get a bite of two. And he walks on over and goes and grabs the plate from you and just begins eating like as if it was his last or first meal. He just as he eats all the fruits and other things that you place in front of him. Thank
Professor, we were just lamenting about what happened, to be quite honest.
Mm.
We're in this state of being depressed about what happened and not being strong enough, and also trying to look forward. We want to be strong, but it's hard. Is our circle meant to be?
You were not a mistake. If there's anyone to blame, it's me. I'll make this right, I promise. I've not given up on Sully, Ireland, or Andrina. Or even the headmistress. We'll find them. I know we will. Oh, did I say Sully? Sorry. I did not realize.
Yeah, we
I'm
all
not good
know.
on
We all know what
Kayvon.
you meant. Up here, we down here, we. Yeah, you yeah,
Yeah.
you got this.
Kayvon, Andrina, and Ireland, and the headmistress.
Now, Professor, what do you know about the entity known as Radamon? Do you have any extra information about any of his history or anything? Where is he in league with anyone else? Any information? All information, please. Transparency. I'm calling for it now.
Radaman was an entity born long, long ago, in an era before our own. All I know is that they derived from the Nine Hells, as a messenger of sorts, a harbinger. Of what, I don't know, but I do know the headmistress has deemed them one of the biggest threats to our very well-being here on the material plane. We were to make sure that Radaman never arose, but we had no idea that they slumbered beneath our very grounds on the Isle of Eternity. Everything happened so fast. If I find anything else out more, I will let you know.
Thank you, Professor, and please do not hesitate. I know that given the position of authority that you hold within this institution, might mean that you feel that there might be instances where we don't need to know things, and I am, and like Ink like puts down their plate and like stands up from like the couch and goes, I am firmly of the agreement that this bond that we have as a circle with you under your charge transcends that. And I will ask you with my fullest intention that you do not conceal things from us, even if you believe them to be unpleasant. Because the secrets, people not talking to each other here, is what got us into this in the first place. That there was not more research done into an assignment, that there was not more discussion about potential threats, even if they seemed long dormant. Nothing here should be kept in the dark. Nothing. Sorry, Rachel's having a moment here, just like, Ink, come on, Ink. And I vow everything that I can share, I will share with all of you.
Yes. Yes, Ink. You speak truths. I promise, as your circle leader and advisor, on my very magic, the mana that flows through my heart, that I will not lie to you. I will not keep anything concealed from you ever again. Never again. And he looks up at all of you as he says this. Well, Now that I've confirmed you're all right, there's some things I have to take care of. Paperwork. He rolls his eyes when he says this. When you're ready, Sully, please report to the Chamber of the Oracles. And all of you, when you're ready, Amara wishes to speak with you. Classes have been cancelled until further notice, so please, take this time to do self-study, reflect, or seek out anything you wish. The Isle of Eternity has many shops and places where you can have recreation, if you so please. We'll let you know when classes start up again.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Professor.
He gives you a nod, finishes the last bite of fruit, before pulling his cloak with him and walking out the door, semi-dramatically, closing it behind him.
Oh, should I have asked if he needed a hug?
We gave him sufficient amount of care, Ink. You can hug him next we see him, but I think your words of encouragement and requesting transparency really are what mattered today.
Would the two of you like to join me? I'm sure this will be a quick thing and you can wait outside and then we can go speak to Amara together.
That sounds like a good idea. We should probably take Big Steve out for a walk as well, so the exercise would probably do us all good.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Sorry, I wanted to ask a question, then forgot, and then remembered. Do we still have the stone, that the sending stone to Lucian?
Yes, you have contact with him. Well,
Okay.
once every day, anyway.
Okay.
Just once a day? Just so I remember this?
Yeah, it's
We
just a
really
regular.
we gotta upgrade that OS, man.
Right now, with just the sending stone for now, can just correspond just a walkie-talkie once a day, 25 words. Though it can be improved. There are better ways of communication, but at your disposal currently, that is what you have with him.
Okay. Just want to make sure we still had it. Thanks.
All right. So whenever you're ready, you guys can make your way throughout the school and head towards. You say you are. So your first stop is the Chamber of Oracles.
Yeah, I might as well get that over with.
Yeah.
All right.
I will. I don't know if we want to role play it or if it's a thing, but if they're like it's gonna be a while, then I'll go to the library.
It's up to you. You have no idea how long it's going to be.
Okay, let's just go there. Let's go there.
I think it's not going to take very long, so that is what I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's go there with that intent then.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you go ahead and leave your dormitory, heading out back into the war room, the grand war room that you could see has been used. There are nimble rights and other dummies that have been damaged by spellcraft, laid in the wood laid on the ground around you. There are books upon books piled up on the large circular table, all with just a brief glance as you walk by. You can see research on the 9 hells, teleportation magic, and things on extraplanar travel, and it looks a mess. Whoever was in here, most likely Lucian, was working a very long time trying to solve something that they were not able to. But in leaving that room, you exit the door, to closing behind you as the interdimensional portal that is the pathway disappears, and you are led into the corridor that leads, that is inside the large citadel known as the Fractal Centaurum. Passing by many students that when they see you, before, as you remember, you have been deemed as heroes in this part, who had not single-handedly, but first-handedly were involved with this strange hex that had appeared on the Fractal Centaurum. So at this point, students are no longer treating you as they did before in a negative sense, but are more giving you nods and bows, and even some of them walking up to you and saying, "Thank you for what you've done. Thank you so much." As you make your way throughout the corridors. There's even an instance as you pass by of Grem Meter, your dear rival Zendaric, staring you down, but kind of and turns and walks away before you even get a chance to respond to them. As you continue to go up the winding, twisting staircase, the many doors that apparate and disapparate, until finally finding the directions to arrive at the Chamber of Oracles. It's a 10-foot wide, 20-foot high ceiling corridor with large windows to the left that you can see all of the Fractal Centaurim's eastern wing from like the courtyard. The sun is high and it is bright early as you see that there is a completely cloaked figure, all dressed in silky white, nearly see-through, and you would think they were a ghost of sorts, if not the fact that you can tell that they are tangible as they float on over towards you, standing about 6'5", face covered. You are the one known as Sully Oberto. It looks at you, staring directly at Sully.
Yes.
We have seen your arrival right on time. You are here to make a call. Please, step this way. All others must wait outside of the door.
Well,
It
that
should
is
only-
not going to be a problem for me. Like, Ink like steps back with Big Steve and is just like, spooky.
We'll be right here if you need anything.
It should just be a minute. I'll be right back.
Is it gonna be a minute?
We'll see.
Good luck.
I enter the Oracle room.
Okay. So, as you did before, Sully, you enter this room, and it's a large, almost an octagonal-shaped room with a stone flooring and tall walls that stretch up farther than you can see in this tower, though it is quite wide, like a 50-foot radius. There are mirrors around every side corner of this octagonal shape, and only one glows about 7 foot tall as you approach the center of the room. The image was reflecting of you for a moment, but then it begins to shift and move and fade away as a cloaked figure slowly begins to appear, looking at you. As you can hear the voice, not echoing in the chamber, but more so as if it's being projected directly into your mind. Another effect of the Oracle Chamber, for privacy's sakes.
Is this a void moment, or is this for everybody to hear?
This is going to be for everyone. It's
good.
Void-ish moment, but we're not going to go into the void today. So,
Void adjacent.
void adjacent.
Oh, my secrets, they just are falling out.
This voice you don't recognize. It's definitely not the same person who you spoke with before.
That's
But-
not a good sign.
Sully Oberto, your actions have displeased the cloak and dagger.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's dead, isn't he?
That is not the objective we wanted you to acquire.
That's what we agreed on. He needed to die. And he did.
Your naivety shows. You do the Oberto name an injustice.
And you need to learn that when you make a deal with an Oberto, you get exactly what you bargained for.
The one known as Kievon is not dead. Exactly what we did not want to happen has transponded. Now we must clean up after your mess. I thought you wanted to save your sister, Sarah.
If you lay a finger on her, I will not rest until the cloak is in tatters and the dagger rusts.
You dare,
I
Sullivan.
do dare. I came here because you wanted me here. And now my friend is dead. Because of you.
You know nothing, youngling. But, lucky for you, your usefulness has not ended. You are to remain there at the Fractal Sanctorum. We have more that we need of you. But I warn you, fail us again, and the needle will no longer have a point.
I think you need to readjust what you think is a failure.
This audience has concluded. I will return. And it just disappears, going empty. The purple hue that was around the mirror fades away. And kind of the lights turn back on as at the end of a movie.
And I walk out of the room. I try my best to not show that I'm very upset.
You leave the room. The Oracle is there waiting for you. Your communication has concluded then, Celioberto.
I believe it has, yes.
Carry on. We will be seeing you soon. As the figure steps back and opens the door, like behind it, still looking at you, just kind of stretching their arm back, open the door, and sulking back inside before the door closes and locks.
That room gives me the creeps. Let's get out of here and go talk to Amara.
So who said what?
Just my sponsors from back home. They heard about the things that have been happening, and
They're worried about you.
they are just giving me an update on things at home too.
Do they have higher expectations of you because you're a representative from the other Citadel? I don't say other. Zendark is the name of their actual place. I forget.
Twilight Historia.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's additional pressures on you because you're a representative from the Twilight Historia?
It doesn't seem to be helping things that things keep going wrong here, and my name is attached.
What do you mean things going wrong? I mean, yes, things have went wrong, but we did the best we could. You saw how we were serenaded as heroes, and I'm not saying that we are like grand, people like Seraphim and the elders who fought directly, but like this could have been worse. Your sponsors from home should be celebrating.
Apparently, having to survive the death of a friend isn't good enough.
I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time, Sully.
We all are, but at least your parents aren't giving you a hard time, Zen.
I haven't actually spoken with them, so I'm not exactly sure of their temperament. I'm assuming that while they are happy I am alive and things are the way they are, they're probably not thrilled.
Yeah, correspondences to my village in Barrishead are gonna take a while, and I imagine Mama's gonna be freaking out.
Do you
Mom will be fine, but Mama, she worries.
Do you perhaps want to speak with the oracles to see if you could send a word home to let them know you're safe?
I do not want to go into that spooky room.
I don't blame you. It looks kind of creepy.
No, thank you.
Where was the fog coming from?
I did not like it at all. It's too much. I'm fine just sending letters. I think letters are special because you keep them forever. This oracle call is ephemeral, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh.
Also, it's scary in there. I don't want to go. I hope I never have to go in there.
All right. Well, just like Sully came out and we were here waiting for him, the same would be for you. So you can take solace in that notion. Shall we proceed to Amara's office?
Yes, let's get far away from this very terrible place.
Let's go.
Ink is so upset by the oracle room. Like, I was not prepared.
Let's take
Frank's
a quick,
just be like, nah.
let's
nah,
take a
brah.
quick step outside for fresh air for Ink and Big Steve.
How's Big Steve doing? Is Big Steve also scared of the oracles, or is it just Ink?
Oh yeah, no, the oracle room is quite scary.
It's very. I did not like it. Everything you described, I was like, oh.
It's like Man by Ghosts.
Ghost-like
Pretty
people.
much.
Hey, would
Okay,
you like
Matt.
a creepy phone booth? Welcome. The Fractal Sanctorum. We got creepy phone booths.
So you guys leaving the corridor to the chamber of the oracles, you make your way down the steps in order to get some fresh air. Eventually reaching that middle area, you see there is the floors are made out of wood, and there's just a velvet runner going across it as many students walk by and say hello, and you can hear the sounds of people practicing. The classrooms usually are loud with students learning, but now with classes being canceled, everyone's taking either their own self-studies or just lollygagging around as the classrooms are just basically empty from what they used to be. Until finally you turn the corner behind you, that the large door that leads to the grand hall where you had that assembly earlier, behind you, and the doors in front of you as you step out to the bright exterior of the beautiful garden that is the courtyard. You can take a moment to catch a breather as Big Steve walks to the side and relieves himself in kind of a corner area.
Good job, Big Steve. Hey, do you think that they're going to cancel the cantrips considering how much class everyone's going to be missing?
Probably not. They might just delay them for a few weeks or a month. I think they just need to sort of regroup and shuffle some students around. There's less professors here and more things to figure out, new priorities. So I think that they need more spellbinders and hexbreakers. So there's no reason to stop.
I really was hoping they'd cancel those tests. We have not been to enough classes.
Well, maybe we can petition Amara for additional study because we had our time dilation was
I think
not
if we should
something that was in
petition
our
for
control.
anything, we should petition that we don't need to take them with all of our life tests that we've been given lately.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We did kind of help. Did
Me-
it unsupervised. I don't particularly like standardized tests. I had to take a lot of them for the elders, and they just stress me out.
I don't think that you should worry. It's more of practical application, so
Okay. So, after grabbing a breather, you guys can easily make your way. Like I said, here at the Fractal Sanctorum, wherever, at least places you're allowed to go, seem to just pop into your head. No need to look at signs or anything like that. Your body seems to know. And just thinking of where Amara's office is, you you step inside and go around the winding roads and turns into secret corridors, passing through walls that seem to shift and spin as this weird puzzle-like maze of a college turns around you, and you find yourself finally on a empty path walking to a grand door. The door is shiny, made out of some type of marble or shiny granite, expensive and opulent. As you step forward, all of you are arcanic in a sense, so you can all feel the magic that is brimming off of this, and you remember a similar feeling from when you first met Seraphim and went to their office. As soon as you step to the front of the door, it just opens up as if automatically for you.
Okay. As that door opens, I go, okay, a lot of stuff about this place has just been real stinker, but I don't ever feel lost. I wonder what our rival's up to. And then Ink thinks about where the rival is. What's his name?
Graham Meter.
Graham Meter. Thinks about Graham Meter and goes, where are you?
Unfortunately, you do not get a sense where he is
Dang it.
currently.
I was really hoping to think about him to avoid him.
But there is a voice that comes from inside. MGUs, is that you? Yes, I was expecting you. Please, step in. And you recognize his voice as Amara, the second in command here at the Fractal Centaurum, and the Dean Master.
Yes, Dean. And
Greetings.
walk in.
As you walk in, you notice that this room is, although slightly altered, looks remarkably similar to Seraphim's office. And then upon further inspection, this is a version of Seraphim's office, with there is an incline of steps that lead up to almost like a judge's podium, where Seraphim had sat before when you spoke to them, and the table where all of the guests are to sit. But but Amara herself, garbed in an all-white dress, almost of elvish nature, you could tell, like wide sleeves, and the bottom of it drags on the ground. You see her gathering books and then going up the staircase and places them there as if she's organizing, as she turns around and looks at you with her sharp eyes. Thank you for coming. Please, have a seat. There's a little bit I need to discuss with you all.
Do we find it... can I roll an insight? Do we find it odd that she's in here, or is it, appropriate for her to be going through Seraphim's stuff at this point?
Don't even need to roll. It's odd.
Okay.
This is she had her own office. This is not what her office was.
Right, because at this point, Seraphim is missing, but not yet declared
Correct.
dead, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I thought that we're meeting you in your office, but for some reason we came here.
Oh, right, yes. Well, as of right now, until the headmistress returns, me as the Dean Master, I will be taking on as interim headmistress. There are some ways to control the school, empower the school from within the headmistress's office, so I have taken temporary residency here and will be heading the investigation. But that is exactly what I had called you all here to speak of. Please, have a seat.
I'll step in further and pull out the seats for us to sit down at.
As you do so, several books are kind of flying back and forth, reorganizing themselves, placing them on different... You can see, the places being reorganized. She steps down, getting to the same level as you are, but she doesn't sit, she stands, and looks at all of you. We've been through quite the adventure these last few days, haven't we?
We certainly all have.
I have spoken with the other Recherche. As you know, they are the ones who rule all of magic and govern over it, leading all of the citadels around Greymoor. And I have alerted them about what happened to Seraphim. Two things. One, although I will not take part on the Recherche, I will be taking over, as I said before, as interim headmistress of this academy. Two, we feel it's best that both Kievon and Seraphim are reported as no longer living.
But we know that's not true.
They aren't. They've just been transported to another plane of existence. They're not dead.
They have been transported to the Nine Hells, a realm that is taboo, as you all know here. If we let anyone else know about them being there, if we do find them, that will cause quite the commotion. Right now, we just need everyone to believe, unfortunately, that they are no longer alive, that they have died in action. There are ways to revive people. Now, it'll be very difficult, both of them being powerful entities. But leave that to me and the Recherche to work the politics of it all. I just need you all to keep this a secret between all that who knows. All you need to share is that, unfortunately, in the battle with the entity known as Radamin, that our Hadmattress and your circle member fell in battle, and they will be lauded as heroes.
How does Sully look at this notion?
Kind of like this.
Will there be efforts to try and find them still, though?
Yes. The Recherche will be taking that over themselves. You don't need to worry about that anymore. Nor do you need to worry about your missing circle members. We feel that this is all connected in some way. And, for lack of a better term, may be greater than what you all can handle at your current position. Which is something else I wish to also talk to you about. Your position here at the Fractal Centaurum. You have shown yourselves to be truly capable. When you've closed that hex, that portal to the Nine Hells, you've shown that you have true almost mastery over your mana. Therefore, I'm upgrading the MGUs. You will have access through every quest that you wish up to rank B. A and S will only be for when you have proven yourselves. They are dangerous missions. But by completing the higher ranks, you will award yourselves with the ability to have more items in the Grand Reliquary, more payment, and be able to investigate anything your hearts desire.
I would like to put my hands to my mouth and sort of cover my mouth a little bit and make it look like I'm thinking, but I'm really going to sort of press this thought into Ink and Sully's head. I think out loud, like, this feels like a bribe. And they hear that in their heads because I'm telepathic. I remembered.
So you all hear this feels like a bribe in your head. Or you both do.
I appreciate the level up. It sounds like you are providing us proper accolades for our ventures into the void, but is this level really appropriate?
You do us a great honor, maybe too much of an honor. I am humbled and I look over at Zendaric, and I kind of like just go like a little nod, like a heard your brain, heard your brain.
No. The honor is all ours for what you have done. And you may be called on again. I don't think that everything with the headmistress in Kievan, Ireland, and Andrina is over. And you're still tied. Your circle still strong. So use this as an opportunity to broaden your horizon, increase your mana, pass your cantrips, and become official hexbreakers, spellbinders of the Fractal Centaurum. It's all you need to focus on right now.
About that, because of our temporal shunting, we were wondering, would it be possible to request extensions? We are unfortunately several weeks behind because of our untimely jaunt through the void.
Oh, of course. Well, you don't have a due date per se to take your cantrips. Just make sure it's taken before the end of the year. So you have another 10 months
Okay.
before you need to, so you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, fantastic. Time has just escaped me in these trying times. Thanks.
Ink is sitting across the table from Zendaric, and is just like, you motherfucker. I idly like Ink tries to think back at Zendaric for like communication, be like, how dare you blow up my spot like that? I don't know if it works, but like that's what Ink is doing, is like,
I see Ink doing this, and I send a psionic whisper to both of them. She's totally trying to use us as bait.
Is there anything else that you wish to discuss?
No, that is all. Just be on standby. I may be reaching out to you for anything pertaining to this, but for now, I'm holding classes off for 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, we will have a ceremony, an official funeral for both Kievan and the headmistress, with a missing in action for Andrina and Ireland. Remember, they are dead, and you were to portray as such. Do I make myself clear?
Insight. Is that a threat?
Oh, go ahead and roll me insight check.
I'm like, what happens if they show up?
Oh my god!
Another natural
one.
Could I also roll insight? on
Certainly. You have no idea, Zendaric.
Okay. Understood, ma'am.
that? That's a 12.
12.
you know what, I want to do it too.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, everybody rolls an insight check. Everybody rolls an insight check.
I'm trained to, so it's horrible.
Bop.
You're just so distracted by having to take these cantrips still.
So distraught, yeah.
8.
Hey. Yeah, none of you can
I'm
get
still,
a bead.
I'm
You-
still
you-
mad about having my cantrip spot blown up. So bad.
Okay.
None of you can really get a bead on it. On her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for cluing us in to the larger designs in order to continue to protect the Fractal Sanctorum. And if you require us for anything further, do not hesitate to find us and speak with us. We do value what you share with us when you can.
Of course.
Like, makes a very courtly bow.
And I will be seeing you all soon. And when she says this, she focuses on Ink. And you notice like a little bit of like an attention. Not like a wink, but a kind of a nod to you as she says, we'll be speaking soon.
thank you again, Dina Mara. And I will sort of use this as like, and push myself back to the chair and stand up to like signal that I guess it's time to go. Appreciate what you've shared again. As Ink said, we value transparency when possible.
Of course. Have a good day and good luck on your studies.
Is this a what's like the official term for rank up?
Leveling up.
No, not leveling.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it's leveling up.
As
Is
in, like,
this
when
like-
you grew
Level
yeah,
up.
you,
Are
you're,
these
yeah, it just literally just
immediate?
rank. Yeah, just
Right.
literally rank up.
Are-
Your rank has increased.
Are these
It's
ranks
level up.
immediate?
Level
Immediate.
Yes. You can immediately head out. Of course, as you know, down the bulletin board, we segregate each quest by difficulty through letters F all the way up to S, or F to A, and then S being the highest. You are free to get any of them up to B, of course, and there are tons of people who are on the Isle of Eternity who may need aid, as well as down below, back on Greymore proper.
Well, most of the time, as you know, as it were. As I sort of jab a little bit back. Thanks again.
No, of course. And be sure to keep in contact with your circle leader Lucian.
We actually have a stone to correspond with him. Perhaps since you might be calling on us, do you have another one that we might be able to, in case, reach out to you in times of need?
If I need you, I'll call upon you. Don't you worry.
Ah, yes, I forgot. Where are my head these days? You'll just message us.
I'll send you a sending.
Correct. I haven't had the chance to unlock that yet, so I look forward to the days when I can correspond with you.
Oh, be sure you learn that quickly. That is a section on the cantrips. Ooh, you didn't hear that from me.
I only need 2 more levels. Actually, 1 more level to get it. I will be practicing. Thanks. Okay, and then I guess I will make for the door.
Okay. If there's nothing else, you all can easily leave the room, closing the door behind you as Amara continues to reorganize the headmistress's office into her own, bringing you back into the Fractal Centaur proper. So, with that being said, right now it is free time, whereas even though you have actually, and I did say a flub up for all intents and purposes, I said that the bulletin board is available. I meant to say everything including the bulletin board is on a hiatus. I'm sorry. And at the end of the 2 weeks you can go ahead and grab it, so it's like a 2 week nothing's happening. My mistake.
It's
I
like
apologize.
self study.
Yeah,
for 2
self-study.
weeks.
So
Yeah.
even the Bullington quests are not available yet. But you are at that level, so in case you want to go to a special part of the library, rent anything from
Get
the
another
reliquary.
quest from some crazy ghost lady again.
Yeah. Ink is not looking forward to quests because Ink still does not trust that the faculty has gotten their shit together for vetting quests.
But during the 2 weeks that will transpire until the actual ceremony, is there anything you all wish to be doing during this? You have all that unlimited free time to do whatever you want. Go out, say that, but just generally speaking, what would you all wish to do? And I'll start with Travis. During the 2 weeks where you have downtime, is there anything specific you wish to do?
Yeah, there's a few things that I would like to do. First and foremost, because we're only level 4, I can only take first and second level spells, but I would like to take full advantage of the library, and I have a handful of spells here that I have chosen to learn, and I would like to copy them into my spell book. And since it is hours per level, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 11 hours worth of spells. So I don't think that's crazy. I can run down the list if you want, or send them to you privately if you...
Well, no. Unless you want it to be a secret, you could say it aloud. If you want it to be hidden so you could have this is what I can do, then you don't have to tell me.
Okay, so I'll ping you which ones I take. I'll have a few of them to be... I take, like, Unseen Servant, Hold Person, maybe brush up on a few enchantments. Like I said, we were, like, locked out of something, so I might have mentioned Knock. So, like, those are a few that I want, but there's, like, 2 or 3 other ones that I want that I'll copy into my book and use.
Yep.
I would like to also go to my estate and my family and catch up with my mother and father and like let them know what happened from my perspective. And I'm debating whether or not I want to tell them what the head is told me. So I'll say I still have not said anything to them, but I'm going to give them a almost perfect reflection of what happened from my perspective, and I'll just withhold that one detail. And maybe also I have 3 retainers since I'm a noble, so I'll catch up with my retainers and tend to my garden. So maybe get some reagents and stuff on the Zandark estate.
Awesome.
So those are my 3 things.
So you can easily, during your 2 weeks, and you all go your separate ways, meeting up whenever you have to, sleep and all that, and anything else you wish to do in the interim. But Zandark, yes, you head back to your family estate, catch up. Your sister is not there. She's still on this quest that she went on to, this important quest. And she has been sending you letters, but as of a week, the letters have stopped coming. A lot of people have told you there's nothing to worry about, that she's just in a section where she can't send it. But your twinergy that you have is just giving you a sense of, I don't know, you're a little worried, a little angsty. But she's powerful.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep that in
Good to know.
mind.
Thank you. Got it.
But for the entire 2 weeks, she has not well, the first week she did, second half of the week up to the funeral, there's no correspondence.
Not to take too much more time, but was anything in her letters sort of triggering or warning or off that I might also use, or like that's part of the off feeling?
I mean, insight check really quick. Get an advantage just for twinergy.
Okay. 20, dirty
20. There's certain ways that she speaks. She's not very, she speaks eloquently towards everyone else. To you is that twin energy, that friend, that you're 2 peas of a pod. It seemed more distant, more formal, the way she's speaking to you now. More cautious, if you will.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to contemplate that also and see if there's maybe a hidden message, or maybe she would throw in a Sylvan word that makes sense, but when you really dig into it, you're like, why would she say that word that way? And maybe get a clue as to a location or time or person that maybe it's tied to. But I'll sort of keep that to myself and on the back burner. Just for you to cook.
All right. Sully, what are you going to be doing during these 2 weeks? You are going to receive no further correspondence from anything dealing with the half, remind me the group, the Half-Light Order, or the Cloak and Dagger. You're pretty much left to your own devices.
I guess I would just now that I've seen how nervous and anxious Ink is about the cantrips, and now that all I'm supposed to really be doing in terms of the Cloak and Dagger is just wait here, I would just probably study. Honestly, I'd probably I would go to the library. I would probably spend a lot of time reading about different war strategies and tactics for the Martiatus, and kind of get myself lined up, because I feel like my cantrips will kind of be more focused towards that type of stuff than magic based things. So knowing that the rest of my party will probably want to go to more magic based classes, I take this personal time to study on my martial side of things.
Excellent. All right. I'll keep that in mind. You might get some lower DCs or bonuses, so you spend the 2 weeks studying and preparing for tests in your Martialis class. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Ink, what does Ink do during these 2 weeks?
Ink tries very hard to study, doing their best. But as they sort of sit with their tomes and their texts, they start looking at their loot, looking at Big Steve, And are our rooms sort of like soundproof or like cool? Yeah, just making sure that it's really private. And then Ink stands in their mirror in their room, and sort of like run through, like, imagine a character creator. They like stretch themselves taller, start like making skin instead of fur. There's definitely one day where like Ink is just like standing in the mirror and like blinking eyes and like changing colors and just going no, 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 and then sort of lands on this like very vibrant purple, like grows hair to different lengths and styles, and is just like testing things out and starts like altering their voice, going, hello, I am no, that's incorrect, and just like designing this alternative person to become, because like we don't go to the tavern till after the funeral, right? That's what happens in time.
Oh no, so you went to the tavern first before the funeral just to check up and see if there was like a possible, and at any moment you can go there between. You don't have to.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So I'd say like the first week of all of this, like Ink is not interested in the Fractal Sanctorum at all, and it's like doing their best, like maybe gets like an hour reading at a time, and then just like starts grabbing their lute, like strumming some songs, like making sure that stuff is remembered. Actually like tries to get a missive out to Garrix and the caravan, of just like, hi, things here are strange right now, and I dearly miss our time together. If you have any spare sheet music you could send me, or anything, just kind of like reaching out to the art people and being like, hey, could you send me art? Could you send me things, in hopes that maybe like getting more music that they play on the caravan, and just working Inkspin, working on their drag.
Got it.
And there's like definitely moments of like, as this like persona is being developed, looking at Big Steve and being like, what do you think? Is this it? And then Big Steve was like, it's like, no, you're right. So like that's what's happening. And then I'd say, I guess after a week of that, Ink is ready, and so late one night they go into the room like, good night, we will be studying, and they climb out the window and they go down to the tavern with Big Steve.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, since you are doing that, let's repeat that a little bit.
Okay.
Very quickly there.
Why not? Yeah.
That is fantastic. Okay. And you're going to the Devil Wears Naga, correct?
Going to the Devilish Naga, because like that's Ink spoke to the proprietor about bringing a performer in. So.
Mm-hmm. The Mixter, yes.
The Mixter, yes, thank you.
Alrighty.
Like, I'm nervous. Suddenly I'm like, oh god. Do I need to roll for things?
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, we're changing the music. Exciting.
As you sneak out one night, so no one can hear you from inside your room, and you all have windows. You can easily climb and make your way down there. I won't have you roll for it. As you grab Big Steve, and actually, would you be going out the window or out the door?
Actually, you know what? Let's do the door.
Okay.
We're gonna take Big Steve for a lengthy walk. That's what we're gonna do.
Got it. Okay. So, and that's something you probably do. And the rest of you, if you happen to be in that room at that time, would just normally think that Ink is taking Steve out for a walk. As you leave the dormitory, head your way downstairs as the night is full, a beautiful moon. And as you know, the Fractal Sanctorum is high up, so the moon is just full, no cloud in sight. You can see many of the stars as well. As you walk out of the gateway, there a Draco, small miniature dragon carrying a cart is there waiting as one of the valets or attenders sees there and says, "Oh, hello, good evening. Are you heading into the Isle of Eternity?"
Yes, I am. I was hoping to get my dog here out for a little evening exercise. We've been a little cooped up for a week or so.
Oh, certainly. Is there any nearby landmarks you wish to go to? And I can have the Draco take you to that location.
Tailweaver, is there a spot a little close to the Devil Wears Naga that's not that? Because I don't want to go directly to the Devil Wears Naga.
Sure. You can go to the Fountain of the Nine. It's like a large fountain that
Oh,
spews
perfect.
out.
Yeah, we'll just go to the fountain. The Fountain of the Nine would be ideal. Very, very good place, full of life and energy.
Certainly. He goes over and starts speaking Draconic to the Drake. And you hear Zao Circle and Sena Sotop. All right, yes. Please step inside, and you should be there shortly. Enjoy your stay.
I do speak Draconic. What did he say?
Oh, he says take them to the
Take them to the place.
To the place.
Go
yes.
there. Go to the place.
The Fountain of the Nine, yes.
Perfect. Climb in, and we go.
Okay. As you go ahead and you travel through the town, you can hear the sounds of the wheels turning as it goes from ground to cobblestone road as you enter into the city proper. There you see the many different buildings and eventually the large fountain of the 9 representations of the 9 gods that rule over the plain of Ajamel. There the cart spins around, parking right in front of it. You can hear the sounds of the water splashing out of their many different positions. As you let yourself out, Big Steve comes out as well, and the Drake kind of remains there waiting for your return.
We shall return in a few hours' time. Ink says in Draconic, and then takes Steve by the leash and sort of winds their way, between the buildings and maybe finds a secluded alleyway to shapeshift safely.
Okay. You can easily find that alleyway in between. It seems that at this hour, a lot of people are inside, so it's easy for you to find a secluded area as you transform. And please describe, how do you look when you transform?
Ink's body goes from its shorter stature to about 5'8", 5'9", a broader shouldered individual with pale, almost opalescent skin, this dark raven shag hair, clothes sort of mold around into this rainbow motley, probably held together with a really cool sash, and appears before us is a high elf. Is Vel did I make Vel an elf? Doesn't
Yes.
matter. Yes, Vel is an elf. And this is Velarel, an expert performer. And so finally looks at Big Steve and goes, hold on. How's Vel's voice? I think we are ready to go. Do not you agree, Big Steve, shall we? Big Steve goes,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and then strides joyously to the Devil Wears Naga.
Alrighty. So, you walk up to the large establishment of the Devil Wears Naga, where you see many people, the people who are in the nightlife, who are enjoying the night, are making their way there. It is one of the most prestigious taverns or places to go in this area at this time, and there you see many people dressed up in very dapper clothings, walking in. A bouncer checking them out and letting them in and out, almost just like a nightclub. You can hear, as soon as the door opened, the sounds of revelry from the inside as you make your way up to this. Now, have you introduced this form to anyone there before? I know you told them that you knew someone by the name of Velarel, but have you shown them Velarel yet?
No, this is the first time Velarel has appeared.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, I would say you actually given instructions where a side entrance where you would enter in, and you can easily follow your way there, going to the side of the building where there is a smaller door with a light shining above it. There is still a guard standing who looks at you, thin human gentleman, very tall, but heavily, I don't say heavy armored, but armored with leather armor, looking at you with the arms crossed. I'm sorry, only those participating in the staff here are allowed this way. Are you part of the staff?
Yes. Hello, I am Velarel. I've been told that there's space in the stage for a performance or two.
Velarel, yes, I was told to be expecting you. At some point, the Mixter is very excited. We've heard many things from you from one of your manager diplomats who came earlier in the week.
Yes, my contact. Very, very kind. Handles the business side of things, creatives and whatnot.
Oh, excellent. Yes, they talked very highly of you. Please, step inside. Actually, we have an opening in about an hour, if you don't mind getting ready to perform.
Perfect. Thank you so kindly for all you've done.
Of course. He opens up the door, and as he opens up, it looks very much like a backstage, like a dressing room where all the actors and performers go. Mirrors and racks full of clothes and costumes, as many people are just running back and forth, pushing. It's like, oh my god, where's my earring? I go on in 10, and people are just jumping back and forth. As you step inside of this, you see someone carrying a clipboard, a woman, short, a dwarven woman, short and stout, but wearing what looks to be just a tunic and pants, looking on over as she goes, all right, you're up next, okay, and the Dastardly twins, don't forget, you're closing the show, who might you be?
Oh, hello, I am Velarel.
Velarel. The Mixter has spoke highly of you. Yes. We have an opening in 1 hour for performance. Yes. He would love to see you perform there.
I would be ever so delighted to share my wares with your wonderful patrons.
Excellent. So you can have a spot right there next to Bethesda and Poyobo. Bethesda, Poyobo, please raise your hands. You have Velarel, who will be sharing your area. As you see, looking there is an elven and a tiefling man and woman, respectively, who kind of wave up and says, "Hey, yeah, we got a space right here for you."
I'm so delighted to his character was gonna kill me a little bit. So excited to join your ranks. Hello, I'm Velarel, and shakes hands and is very, very professional but friendly. We're networking.
Exactly. And they're very professional and welcoming here. No one here hazes or anything. They give you the ropes and speak to you as they're all doing their makeup and their costuming and preparing. And as you go ahead, and a lot of them play with Big Steve, become friendly, as you see other people have familiars here as well, who are well behaved. But you can don on your makeups and your costume and place yourselves ready as the minutes pass by to an hour, and you hear, Vel, you're up in 5.
Thank you, 5.
And as those 5 minutes pass, another attendant leads you back this way, Vel, to the backstage as you pass by curtains. And before it reaches to the edge of the curtain where the stage, where you can hear all the audience starts to go quiet, there is a dim light glowing beyond them as you peek around the corner, but the stage itself is well lit. There are several chairs and props that are there as well, but more than enough space for you to operate. A microphone there, enchanted with the thaumaturgy spell for you to perform if it was a singing, as well as all different types of things ready for your performance as they go. As you hear an announcement, my fellow patrons, we have quite the next character for you. The Mixter was introduced to an amazing talent, coming from far and wide, from beyond the shores of Corinth, deep into the heart of Greymore. Please, everyone, put your hands together to the one, the only, Valerel. And at this moment, you hear a resounding applause as you can step on to the stage and perform however your character wishes to perform.
Perfect. So Valerel steps up to the magical mic and says, "Greetings, one and all. My name is Valerel, and as I was so beautifully introduced, I do possess many a song, many a tale from far and wide. I would like to begin with a drinking song I learned on the deserts of Berset." And then like produces the lute and begins to play this kind of raucous, think very funny, very silly kind of drinking song that's supposed to get everybody clapping and giggling and ordering rounds, like you do. And do I have skills? Do I have skills that help me with this?
Yeah, roll me a performance check.
Yes, I shall. Oh boy. I'm literally so nervous. Why am I so nervous to RP playing like a song? What is happening? Performance. Okay. Oh please. Please go well. Please go well. I ask for so little. Please go well. An unnatural 20, please, on that drinking song.
Excellent.
Yeah, just like imagine like drag queen vibes and like very like high energy on this.
So you put on this high energy drinking song as all of the patrons sway and move to the beat and get raucous and rowdy as they order more drinks and sing along. And as you repeat the refrain in the chorus, again, they sing along with you, and it is a full-on kind of musical number performed by you and the rest of the audience. And at the end of it, a resounding sound of applause, like thunder crackling how hard they are, because this is a large establishment and everyone is on their feet, impressed by the new performer named Valerel. Very
Amazing.
good.
So exciting. We don't have to RP the whole set.
Yeah.
I feel like that and like it plays a couple more songs, plays like a nice slow jam, maybe somebody cries. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but
the 20s for the whole performance. So it was amazing performance for all of your music. As you complete this and step off stage, the announcer once again goes, "That was Valerel!" And as continuing to do another applause as you are whisked off stage, the same dwarf walks up to you. "That was fantastic. When will we see you again? I would like to pencil you in. How many nights a week? And here's your pay," handing you over 100 gold pieces.
Well, I must speak with my representation about my schedule, but may I return 2 evenings from this?
Certainly, we are excited to see you. Please let your manager know. Step back down. Ask for the mixer himself, and you'll be able to get a contract going. We will look at the crowd. Look how they stand for you. You have just made our day. Welcome to the Devil Wears Naga.
The pleasure is all mine, truly.
So right now you can add in your inventory 100 gold pieces because them tips came in. You got them tips.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Give me money.
You can put that in inventory, but the hours pass by. You mingle with the rest of the people.
Yeah,
before,
kick it. Yeah. Have a good time.
For entirely with Big Steve, make your way back to the room and like before the crack of dawn. So definitely involve these nights when this happens. Your long rest isn't as long as you would want, but you can easily make your way back in. Alrighty.
Yeah. So like, Ink. Valerel bids farewell to everyone and like slowly wins their way back into like that secluded alley, and then like shrinks and grows fur and like looks at Big Steve and goes, "That's all I want to do with my whole life. Let's go home." And like goes back to the Drake and flies back to the school.
Awesome. Alrighty. So,
Apologies.
No, lovely. I love it. Awesome.
That's our Pia drag performance. Let's go.
I was waiting for us when we actually got to that. So fantastic. So, as you all continue on with your 2 weeks with no worries per se, nothing coming up at the moment, though knowing that soon that false funeral will take place, we will shift to a more darker tone.
Is it me or did it just get sadder in here?
As Dulahan, at this moment,
The silence is killing me. Oh, it's because I had it muted. That's on me.
no, actually, I had the music off, but
I hit the wrong button though, so sorry.
Dulahan, you have just on the back of a great wyvern, or this is a dragon. You're on the back of a dragon, large. The dragon is red, with red eyes and wings, very scaly and hard. But you're on top of a saddle. You hold on tight as you are being flown by a gentleman, tall but thin, with peach skin, a bald head, and no facial hair. Half elf, as you know. And this is your teacher, the one who's been training you for the last few years, much time, Faustus. With nothing but just the forgotten city, the village that behind your back. Well, I'm going to say forgotten, but that lost village with questions in your mind. Faustus has only told you to just be quiet as you travel somewhere far, far away from the safety of those dark, necrotic creatures known as the Afflicted. Day became night. Night became day again as you seem to non-stop be flying, nodding off on the back of this dragon, waking up but seeing that Faustus has not slept, but he looks alert. Until finally, you reach an open plain between two large mountain ranges. The ground is saturated with water as you land down, and the clouds are thick with the sky is thick with overcast and clouds as you land down. It wakes you up slightly as you're jostled, as the dragon grunts. You can feel his body inhale and exhale as Faustus hops off and looks at you. Dulahan, wake up. We're here.
He's gonna maybe. I'm probably gonna have to maybe get that. I think there's a lot of commotion at the door. Do you mind? Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Apologies.
No worries. But, so I'll paint the scene.
How's everybody doing?
I'll paint the scene as Declan is handling that emergency. As they have just arrived into this plane, the sun is being blocked by a lot of the clouds here, just giving this weird ambiance of just darkness to the plane. Between these mountains, as the ground beneath their feet squishes with water. You could tell that it just rained. Up above, though, there's barely a sight of something up there floating, just miles up, but it's hard to tell as just being encompassed by the clouds above. As Faustus helps Dulahan off, he begins checking out the body of the dragon as they have flown for many days across the continent to get here. Takes a moment to breathe and fix himself The clothes he wears is green and black, with the symbol of a tree crawling up the back, its leaves slowly falling down. A familiar symbol of the many symbols of House Witherbloom. But with that being said, perhaps maybe then, since we're waiting, we should take a quick 5-minute break or so. Because I've explained as much as I can of the scene.
I could use a 5-minute break. That
yeah.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
break
All
would
right.
be lovely.
All right, so while Declan goes ahead and hands the emergency, let's all just take a quick bio break. So please stay tuned. We'll be back in just 5 minutes for this last part where we introduce a new character and finally all of our players meet up once again. So stay tuned. And we are back. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Let's remove the bookmark and continue our story. So, Doulahan. The red dragon that you were riding on, has landed, and your mentor, Faustus, has jumped off of it, stepped on the saturated ground of this kind of blank landscape with just the mountains on the side and various pools of water around you. He looks up at you. Doulahan, how are you feeling?
Doulahan kind of goes to speak in that way that when you're asked a question, you're going to answer it. But when he takes stock of himself, his whole body is sore. He has no idea why. Like his whole body is just pain. Like his muscles, his head is ringing. His throat is particularly scratchy. And he kind of just looks at Faustus. Where are we?
We are in Corinth, across Greymore. We are at the Fractal Centaurum. I'm taking you there now.
What? Why? Faustus, what's going on? What's happening?
Your village has been attacked by the spell scourge, and by an inflicted that I thought that I would not see in quite some time. I once thought was destroyed, but I have learned still roams this plane.
What about the others? Where's my mother?
He looks away from you as you mention your mother.
Faustus, where's my mother?
Your village is no more.
Is this a test? Is this one of those cantrips things you were talking about? You're lying. This is a joke. This is some cruel joke that you're.
Doulahan.
I don't like this, Faustus. I don't like.
Doulahan.
Just take me home.
And do you get off the dragon, by the way?
Yeah. He goes to kind of like how does one get off a dragon? And he kind of throws himself over it and lands, and just the pain just shoots up through his legs.
Hold on, come now. He goes to give you aid.
Get off! Just get off me, Faustus. You're not making any sense. You came to the village yesterday. You and Mother were having dinner. She got back from her shift, and I took the book you brought and I was reading it and I fell asleep, and now you're saying that all of that is gone. That I don't believe you. No, I don't. I don't buy this at all. This is some test or a dream, something.
Look, my boy. Monaster has been taken by the spell scourge, taken by the void. And I'm sorry, but there is nothing I can do at this point in time to return it. your friends, your family. Not until I confer with the headmistress. They'll know what to do.
Then what's the point of you?
My point is to keep you alive.
You can't stop this. You could have kept the others alive. You could have kept my mother alive.
Dulan, there's so many things about this world that you have no idea of. Of what you're truly capable of.
I don't care. Take me home now.
Your mother cared. Why do you think she spent so much time training you? Why do you think that she let me, a dean and a hexbreaker of the Fractal Centaurum, train you in the arts? It's for this very day, and you cannot run from it. Not anymore, Dulan.
I'm not running from anything. You send me back there and I'll kill it. I'll stop it. If you couldn't stop it, then I'll do it. They might be alive. You don't even know. You don't even know what it was, Faustus.
Look at
You
me.
ran. I won't. I'll fight it.
Look at me, Dullahan. He pulls and holds your cheek, well, I should say, hold your shoulders tight so you can stare at him. The spell scourge has poisoned our plane. It is not there. If you return, you would only fall into the depths of the void. If you want to go back, if you want to truly save Mahanister, then become a spell binder, a hexbreaker. Unlock the potential I see in you. If you think you're so strong, try to strike a blow against me right now. Prove to me you're as strong as you think you are. And he kind of stands there ready, waiting for you to do something. And you know how powerful he is compared to you.
Doesn't matter. He's going to try and take a swing at him. Unarmed. He's not gonna attack him. Like, he's not gonna draw a blade or anything. But he's gonna try and punch him.
Okay. Roll me an unarmed attack, please.
If I double click, there we go. 10.
A 10. Okay. You go ahead and attempt to punch him, taking a swing, but the swing is wide and full of rage as he catches your arm and kind of wraps it around you, putting you into a lock. Pulling it back, you can feel the strain on the joints of your arm as he pulls it. As he goes ahead and yells at you. See? If this is what you think you can do, if this is what you bring to the void, then you'll be dead before you even blink. My boy. He pushes you off.
Dylan is just going to he's going to stare at what lies beyond. He's going to look at try to get a better sense of what's around him. And then he's just going to look back at Faustus. Fine. Maybe I'll find someone here who can actually teach me.
He has a serious face, and you could tell a slight part of him breaks when you say that, but he covers it very well. I'm sure whoever is your circle leader will be wise and teach you things that I never could. you'll realize you are stronger in a team than by yourself, Dulan. A circle is your family, a part of you. I want you to open yourself up. These are not like those cowards back there in your home. Here at the Fractal Centaurum, minds are open. Just promise me you'll try to get along with them.
I'll make that promise, Faustus. But in return, I want something.
What is it?
Don't talk to me ever again.
It takes a moment, a pause. Roll me an intimidation check. Real quick.
Oh, my rolls are so bad. 5.
5. He looks at you, and there's not a look of fear or intimidation, more so of a heartbroken man when you say this. He takes a sigh. If that is what you want, young Dulan, you will never have to see me again. I will try my best to keep my distance. But no, all you need to do is ask. Call out to me, and I'll find you. I made a promise to your mother, and I do not break my promises. Come. We used to have a flight up. It's just straight up here. If you squint, you can see it. The floating island of eternity. My home, the Fractal Centaurum.
Dullahan, there's just a lot of anger. And when Faustus mentions his mother, again, it just kind of bubbles up. But he's tired. And he just wants to get away from Faustus. And as he kind of points it out, it's just that he kind of shrugs his shoulders, wincing. And he's not going to say another word to Faustus. His head just hangs low, and he'll follow.
Okay. You go ahead, and he tries to assist you mounting the dragon, but you can easily get on your own, pushing him away as he also hops on, grabbing on to the reins as he talks. Lamaris, take us home. Esera Satar Matat. As the dragon roars, looking back at the both of you, your eyes lock for a moment, you and this draconic being, as it begins to flap its wings, leaving the ground, and as you go higher and higher, flying up, bidding farewell to the ground beneath you, disappearing into the clouds. After a bit of time, you push through the layer of thick fog-like clouds, appearing into a serene, blank, bright sky. The sun shining bright. It threatens to blind you as you hold up your eyes, but they adjust almost magically. As you could see several other dragon-like beings flying down, landing on this humongous island that floats. There's a tall a building, large, almost like combination cathedral, to a holy, like a holy cathedral or a place of learning, as the citadel of the Fractal Centaurum lies before you. To the right of it, lower down on this hill, is the humongous city of the City of Eternity. You can see different buildings and ant-like people walking around to different places at this height as the dragon flies forward. Eventually, it lands down on a large circular stone platform with other dragons landing next to it, as two people dressed in almost like a falconer's clothing come by, begin to grab the reins of the dragon as he dismounts. For just a small bit of time, Dullahan, I have to be within your company. But don't worry, I'll leave as soon as all of the technical portions are complete. Come with me. This is the Fractal Centaurum, the citadel of magic and wonder. Let us go and enroll you.
Julian is just he didn't take anything in of the view or the people. Like he's just thinking about Monaster and his room, his mother. About now, she would probably be hauling him out of bed for a training session, and it's that thing of he's running through his routine in his mind, trying to like live it out there as he's just blindly following Faustus.
All right. You go ahead and follow Faustus and enter in through these large gates. As you saw, you see more and more dragons appearing, and even Faustus has a strange look on his face as it is busy here in the Fractal Centaurum. There are lines, and that may or may agitate you, as it does Faustus, as he kind of just stops in a line to get into these large gates, waiting. And what is going on here? What is there a celebration that I missed? What's happening? Come, young Dullahan. I don't have time to wait on this line. And he directs you around off the line, past all the people dressed in all different types of regalia, and they all look like clothing of black or somber outfits of all these different people that inhabit the plane of Adramel or Greymore. Eventually, he walks up to a wooden, what do you call those things? Basically a small compartment where there's a person taking tickets or speaking, like a guard of sorts. As he walks up and says, "Excuse me, sir, what is the commotion? I need to speak to the headmistress immediately. There is an emergency." The gentleman walks up, this thin elf who looks very somber, and says, I'm sorry, sir. Are you... Yes. I am one of the deans here. Here's my identification. And he kind of pulls out what looks to be a small badge. And he goes, Sir Faustus. Sir Faustus Ashdown. I'm so sorry. We didn't know you would be arriving with us. Yes, of course. I'm here early. Some things happened that I immediately need to talk with the headmistress. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but the headmistress is dead. Now, everyone, you, Dullahan, you are led by a very worried and angry Faustus down into this glorious building that is the Fractal Centaurum. Though we're surrounded by people who are crying and tearing, who are sad. There are people guiding, other deans who are guiding the students to different places. This way to the teleportation circle A. That'll take us straight to the ceremony site. Everyone, this way, 100 at a time, please. And he's just go, hurry, Dullahan, hurry. And he makes his way through the group, through the center door, which is this grand hall filled with stained glass windows. He walks up to a podium where standing there is a woman, black hair, white dress, who looks on over. Amara, what is the meaning of this? And she turns. Faustus, I didn't know you were returning so soon. Yeah, what happened to the headmasters? Where is Seraphim? She looks over at you, Dullahan, and looks back at Faustus. Faustus, you and your friend, please, come with me this way. We're going to the ceremonial ground now. We're bidding farewell to Seraphim, as well as a student who died a couple weeks ago. And after a blank stare goes on his face, the two of you are led to a side room, what looks to be an arcane room with runes all around a circle. This is a teleportation chamber, but a smaller one than what the students were walking into. She begins moving her hand around as runes start to appear on the ground, creating a pattern of light until she shouts out a few words in Elvish to activate it, and the three of you are teleported. Sully, Zendaric, Ink. You are in a corner closest to a lake, a river, I should say, that cuts between two mountains. There is a thick fog covering the top of the river, and a boat, two canoes with coffins inside of them, as a gentleman all garbed in green stands on top of a podium and begins speaking a eulogy about the life of Kievan and headmistress Seraphim, about how they died in battle in protection of the school in all of the five realms, the very plane of Adramel, and how they will never be forgotten, as a procession of students and faculty members hold up their wands and magical staves up and start casting minor illusions and presentations of the images in the air and fireworks of Kievan and the headmistress in the school symbol, as the symbols of the 9 is borders around these, and the words "gone but not forgotten" is on the top. After the ceremony dies down and more performances of magic and wonder is casted around the podium and around the actual the canoes, the bodies are cut. I should say the ropes tying them to the ground, the beach is cut, and they are drifted off as they begin disappearing into the fog. Lucian stands in front of the three of you, Sully, Ink, and Zendaric. It is for the best. Until the Recherche can figure out what happened to Radamin and the whereabouts of Kievan and the headmistress, it is best to leave them dead. Come. I think we should all head back to the dormitory. You all then walk back to a teleportation chamber, disappearing and arriving back into the school, and can easily make your way back to your rooms as Lucian parts. Goes off on his own quickly, and you assume it's to, as he is very tearful, kind of expresses emotions alone. Doulahan. Faustus looks at you. I can't believe it. This is not a coincidence. Something bigger's in motion. Doulahan, you need to commit to your studies immediately. Your power is going to be needed. Come. I need to take you to a chamber. Your chamber of awakening, where you will be placed with the Oracle Stone, your harmony read, and you will be assigned to your circle. Let's go.
Doolin is kind of just pulled out of the moment, and he is in his mind in those memories. Just he can smell the food cooking, and he's at the table reading the books that Faustus had brought a couple of months ago, and he's just rereading for the third or fourth time, and he hears half of what Faustus is saying to him in the room, but just to himself, he kind of, and it slips out because he really does not want to talk to Faustus. The people here, they died, so how are they going to stop anything? And he's just going to keep going.
Alrighty. As you all arrive back into your rooms, and Faustus and Doulahan, you make your way seemingly to this room of awakening. We will end tonight's session.
Not pulling any punches there, DM.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Jesus Christo.
Okay.
Declan, welcome to
Welcome. Oh,
welcome
boy.
to the show.
Woo!
That was fun.
And we'll leave off for it. Next week. We'll start it off with Declan getting his Oracle read and assigned a circle, and yeah, everything's gonna begin.
I wonder what circle it'll be.
Oh,
So curious.
It's just gonna
It'll
end
be
up
the
in-
one with Zendaric's rival.
Yeah, Glen Meter.
Glenn Meter's getting it.
We'll just have like two side stories going on at once until something else happens.
okay. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. So, as we always do at the end, even though this technically was like a prologue, it was still like a session. So we will do. What we do is that Stars and Wishes. Stars and Wishes is what we do where everyone votes for who gave them the ooh-ah-ahs, the livings, the everything, who gave them life, and they will get advantage on their next, or whatever role they want on the next session. And I've decided that these you will get a limit of 2 of these, and they will not expire. So if you don't happen to use it, then you will not lose it. Because I know that way, at least. I just
How
feel like
counterintuitive.
Fantasy Grounds can keep track of it for us.
yes, Fantasy will keep track for you. Only because I felt like you weren't using it, and you were like, "Damn, I forgot." And I was like, you know what? You really deserve it. So for now, you will have it, but I'm going to limit you. You won't be able to keep stocking them up to 2. But anyway.
They're like Phoenix Downs.
And then finally, your wish. What do you wish to see to happen to you or your characters? Do not say, I wish to level up. Other than that, what do you wish to happen? As I will use that to further build the story. But why don't we start things off with Travis, your star and wish, and also who you are and where we can find you.
Sure, absolutely. Travis or Zendaric, you can find me on some socials, or OMG's Travi. You can find me here. I also DM the Radiant Citadel, which will be getting started back up soon as well. We were on a summer break with our members on their Euro trip, half our members on Euro trip, so we will be jumping back into that. So you can find me here. And my star goes to Mr. Drama Walking himself, our newest member, Declan. Bravo. That gagged me when you're like, never talk to me again. Like, gooped. Like, immediate drama. And, like, I feel like you are absolutely going to be a fantastic fit. And I can't wait to RP with you more in the coming weeks. So, Fabo, bravo, star to you. And my wish is for someone to ask me what my familiar is next week, because I definitely took Found Familiar. And I want to sort of demo or maybe not to ask me, but like a scene for which my familiar can make an entrance.
Is it Andrina's cat? No,
yeah, it's Andrina's cat.
Yeah, we all get all the pets that everyone left behind.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, so one for Declan.
You don't make it through the campaign, your familiar does. We have a whole menagerie now.
Yeah, exactly.
Zeki, your social star and wish, please.
Well, you can find me at Zektown, pretty much everywhere. And my star for today, I was torn. It's between Rachel and Declan, because Declan just came out swinging, but I was like super like into like seeing Rachel's performance as well. So that was really awesome. But I think, that whole like I never want to see you again definitely gets it from Declan. It was just like, I never want to. Oh, it was so good. I thought I was being dramatic early on in the show, but Declan stole it. So
I'm so sorry, Zeki. I forgot you actually had a great scene too. But like, I didn't even remember.
No,
that
but like
scene.
exactly.
Like,
that's what I mean. Like,
oh my God. And you gagged me too.
But no, totally. I mean, I feel like that's what we're going for here at A Tale of D20s. So that's what gets it. That's my star for the show. And my wish is I wish I had a fish in a dish, but otherwise I think I'm gonna wish for just like more ominous messages from the Cloak and Dagger. Like I don't know what their machinations are now, and I'm kind of like in limbo about what I'm supposed to do next. So my wish is to kind of see where that takes me, so I can kind of guide Sully appropriately.
Awesome. Yeah. And Declan, we have something called void moments. That way, I was putting a little taste. But next time, a lot of the private times, people get pulled into a single camera, and everyone else gets muted and deafened, and then you'll have your own private scene. So, but that was void adjacent. Real tea will be spilled in the void when it happens, and trust me, you'll be pulled in there. All right. And next up, Rachel. Social is a place where we can find you, and your star and wish.
Yes, please locate me on the tubes, also known as the internet, under the handle I am Rachel Quirky, mostly on Instagram, please. I don't know, I'm really into Instagram right now. And my star, I also, Zach, I was torn between your Cloak and Dagger Oracle scene and the entrance of Declan, but I gotta say, like, we're all like losing our minds about Never Speak to Me Again, but they're already dead. Declan. Stars to Declan. Holy socks. Welcome to the stream. Damn with a B, even. Whoa. And my wish is to meet Zendaric's familiar.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. I couldn't think of any, like, everything. It was so crackling and exciting. I want to know it all, but I gotta narrow it down, so I picked that.
Awesome. We'll find out next time. And finally, last but not least, Declan, where can we find you and your stars and wishes?
Yeah, you can find me at Dova Queen on Twitter, like Spiked Cola on Instagram. Like it's just a mess, as I said already. See, like I'm a big fan of y'all. so at the even like the thing where with Zendara kind of getting up and making breakfast and like do the bacon, get the bacon, that'll rise. I always love the little things, and it's always weird like when you're kind of sitting kind of like off stage kind of looking like wow, and then you're like, and up next like, oh shit. But and I loved Ink in, and also the name of the club pub tavern. I was like, choice. That was yeah. But I thought Zeki with the cloak, because one, I was like, holy crap, this is. I was like, can I plagiarize that? Because that was creepy good. I was like, I'm
so good.
That myself. But that was, yeah. I was like, whoa. That for me was just like, yeah. That was the drama, which I may or may not be, prone to. Wish. There's something that Faustus said about the particular afflicted or spell scourge that attacked the village, and Dullahan really wishes to know more about that particular thing, being, creature, entity, whatever it is. That's his wish.
I feel like I know, but
all right. What tangled web we weave, because yes, by my count though, that is 3 for Declan. So Declan, you have the star. So on your character sheet, you'll see that you'll have a little like star in the inspiration. That means that you can reroll. If you see a roll and you're like, nope, I don't like it, hit that and reroll it again. Hopefully be better. Gotcha. But so yeah, it's awesome. So before we go, of course, we are sponsored by Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. You can find all these new supplements that we're going to be using at levelup5e.com, where they have all these supplements to Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition, like weapons, items, and magic and abilities, all things that I'll be throwing at the players. So they're really going to have quite the original and complex character. And then, of course, Fantasy Grounds, which you can find it all at our link below, or go to fantasygrounds.com. And you can watch everything at TaleOfD20 at www, that was too many W's, www.ataleofd20s.com, or on social medias at ataleofd20s. So, from the first chapter to the last page, spread love, be kind to one another, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.